Hello all, this is Wesley Brace, Executive Consultant with Ambit Energy. I wanted to go through a Texas customer enrollment, show you how that goes from start to finish, or near finish anyway, and so you'll have a good idea on how this goes. So we're going to get right into it. First of all, you want to go to your website, your customer enrollment website. How do you get that is whatever your handle is, .joinambit.com. So your web handle, .joinambit.com, and that'll take you right to your rates and plans page that you see here. Where you can begin the enrollment process. Of course, you'll need the person's address as you enroll that customer. We're just going to start with one around my neck of the woods, which is a Central Texas area, and you're going to choose, so you put in the zip code, choose the type. We're going to go with residential customer currently, and show me my rates. Go ahead and move on through the page. It's going to, now you have a decision on whether this is new service or changing providers at your location. So we're going to go ahead and start with the beginning new service. Very little difference in the changing providers button. Basically, you don't choose a date. You'll just choose a selection on if they want to switch it right now or in the future. So it's pretty self-explanatory. There's not much difference in the two forms. So let's go ahead and show me my rates. Now, these rates are in the Encore electric delivery area. That's the Hutto area that you saw. The rates, of course, and again, this is a mid to late 2013, so it would depend on when you're seeing this video. These rates could be different, and of course, if you're a different service area, CenterPoint, AEP, these rates will be different also. Could be a little higher, could be a little low. Just depends on the location and time. But anyway, for the sake of this video, we're going to choose the 1-year plan. And also you'll notice the variables down here, green variable, green 12 months, because you can just take a look at all these here. Now, let's go ahead and click through here. We click sign up, and that'll take us to the next stage in this enrollment form where we actually begin to start to put in the customer information. And here we are, and you can choose a service address or ESID number. If you have the ESID number, you can just go ahead and fill it in there. But most times we have the service address, and as soon as you click in this, you'll notice that the dot shifts to the service address, and that's great. That's what we want. So I'm going to just go ahead and put an address in here that I know is right now available for service. I believe it's Lone Star with one word. And like I said, we're going to do a fictitious customer, so we won't actually move through this. And you've got everything you need in there to move forward. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And the next form, oh, actually, that was mistaken. It actually, if you don't get it correct, you know, it'll give you that information saying, hey, it's not found. So I believe that, if I recollect now, it's actually 2 words, Lone Star is. So we'll step through, and we'll get, sure enough, and this will let you know that the service is available, that we can switch that property or have it turned on. And this is what you'll see. You confirm the data, make sure you take a glance at it, and if the service address is going to be the same as the billing, you go ahead and click that. And then we're going to go ahead and click My Info is Correct. You'll see that down there. I'm going to go ahead and click that. It's a little bit off the screen there, but it's there. And then here you would want to put the billing name. In other words, typically this is the person who is enrolling for the service, but sometimes it can be in care of. You know, in other words, if it's if you want to put the bill in someone else's name for the mailing purposes, but it's going to be actually in someone else's name for the credit check, if you will, you can have a different name here. But we're going to go ahead and just do the same thing. So let's go with Steve Smith. Again, this is a fictional customer. We're going to go ahead and click the continue, and it will autofill that next part of the form. I'm going to select no for the paperless billing at this point. You can select yes, and it would open up an email form for you there. So here we are now. It autofilled, as I said, and now we were going to do a date of birth. We'll just put something in there, just take one of these, and we'll just do fictitious. We're doing, again, this is a fictitious customer, so we're just going to kind of just put in some odd numbers here because we're not really doing anything. They do have to match, though. Again, this is just some fictitious number. And then a home phone, I'll just again put in some number that is just errant, and then of course I'm just going to put in a default email address. Of course, you would want the customer's information here. So that's that part of the form. You can, again, you can confirm it's your form by that name up there, obviously. If you want to have a secondary contact, you can click that. It'll drop down this information that could be then entered if you'd like that. In this case, I'm not going to do that. These will be auto-filled unless it's a Spanish speaker. You went ahead and click that. And you'll notice also, I just put in one phone number. I don't bother with the mobile and the work, although you can do that. This gives you another second glance at this billing address. Service date request, since this is new service, we'll go ahead and have that option. You can pick 3 days out or further. We'll just pick that soonest possible day there. And of course, you can confirm that we did have the same plan chosen, the 1 month. The 1 year is what we chose on the earlier one. So that's great. It says 9.4 versus 9.6 because that includes the discounted rate there, although it was 9.6 without the discounted rate by e-billing and auto pay. So again, so it's the same rate. All right, so basically right now you've completed the form basically, and all you have to do is click this agreement form that they know that they can apply for service. They're over 18. They're going to look at their utility payment history, credit issues, and then you see the bottom part of the submit button down here on the bottom right, and we're going to go down there and submit that. So I click that, and basically it's going to say, hey, you didn't put in those other 2 phone numbers, but that's okay. You don't have to have those. The only one is required. So I'm going to say, okay, no problem. And then basically what it's going to do is it's going to come back, since I used a bogus Social Security number, if you will, it's going to say, wow, you got the highest deposit. So I just want to show you how that works. So I'm going to stop here because I don't want to proceed with the order. But basically, if I was to click yes and paying that deposit, it'll give me an option of splitting the payment or paying it whole, or if I didn't have a deposit, of course, right here it would just come up with the next order, next form, in which it would say, hey, do you want to sign up for auto payment? It will give me that yes or no option. You can click through with a no or yes on that, typically a no, and let the customer sign that up later. And then after that, you would see one more prompt to see if the customer wanted any of these plans where they can sign up for insurance protection for the AC system against surge protection, what have you. The default answers are no. I would just click through that. We're going to stop here on this form, and basically if you did go through this form though, you would go ahead and get an account number. So now you know how a Texas enrollment goes. There you have it.